faith, grace, love, connection is righteousness. Well, good morning, everybody. This is Stephen Detweiler. It is Thursday, February 8th, 2024. We are looking at some interesting things. The signs of the times, signs in nature, signs in the skies. We just had earthquakes in Oklahoma I think on Sunday or Saturday. And now there was a prophetic word about that actually happening at a conference or something. I was reading something about that. And at the same time, there was it was a 5.8 or something in Oklahoma, 5.1. There was almost the exact same size earthquake in China at the same time or something like that. Signs of the times, man. We have to know. We have to be ready. We need to have our focus. We have to have our eyes wide open. We have to be hearing what the Lord has to say, and we have to be focused. We have to be focused. This is a time of focus, okay? Clarity of focus is what one of the words, if you go back and look at the words that the Lord gave me for this year, it was clarity of focus, okay? Bring things into a clear focus of what's going on. And now we have the sign of the cicadas. Okay, a convergence that only happens 221 years, every 221 years. That is not a coincidence for this stuff to happen this year at this time. Okay, we see these cycles converging every 221 years, and so we're looking at the cicada cycles, and we're seeing what does this have to do with us. So we're looking at the number 21. We also see that one cycle is 13 and one cycle is 17 years. You times those together, that's what? 221. Cycles, seasons, times are all things we must be aware of. We as a society are moving at such a fast pace, we just might be missing the signs of the times that God is giving us. He's giving us signs. He's saying, wake up, take a look at this. 3 times 7, 221. Now we see 221 twice. It's what? A faithful witness. We just covered the number 2, faithful witness. Go back to Monday through Wednesday and look and watch those videos. The basic gematria of most fundamental numbers are comprised of these fundamental numbers are 200 and the number 2. So 2 and 10, because 2 is, we have to look at 200, then we're looking at 21. And if you study Bollinger, which I studied Bollinger for years, E.W. Bollinger, oh yeah, there it is, right there. And over here, it's a PDF download, right there, numbers that preach. So, but there's a certain strategy that you do looking at the gem of a number, and you go back to its fundamental numbers or its foundational numbers, the smallest numbers that it is comprised of. So we're looking at the number 10, and we're looking at the number 2, and we've covered the number 2. So I'm going to give you a little description of the number 10. 10 is the completion of a cycle and the new beginning of a new cycle, and that's interesting. Okay, we're ending and we're starting. Okay, we're starting a brand new cycle. 10 is also divine order and ordination. So we see that this is God's ordained order of finishing the old cycle and starting a new cycle. A new cycle of what? A new cycle of what? Let's look at the number 21, and let's see if this gives us an indication of what this new cycle is. And we already have an indication as you go through the number 2, and like I said, go back the previous 3 days and get an idea of what's going on with the number 2. Reading out of Troy Brewer's book, Numbers That Preach, Revised Edition, the number 21 manifest spirit. Now, in light of what we are studying, I find this next sentence right on point. Remember, we are walking through these numbers as presented and seeing what they have to tell us. It's all we're doing. We're walking through the numbers. I'm not saying anything. I am bringing out what these numbers mean because they were presented to us in these two cycles converging. Okay? So what are they trying to tell us? Let's continue on with the number 21 in Troy Brewer's Numbers That Preach Revised Edition. It's the number formed from 7 times 3. When the Spirit, number 7, has perfectly completed, number 3, His work. Now get this. Everything is seen for what it really is. Everything is seen for what it really is. The Holy Spirit, the Spirit's work is completed, and everything is seen for what it is. I think that's very important. And I think that's powerful revelation in what God is showing us in the convergence of the two cycles. Do we have eyes to see and ears to hear? Do we have clarity of focus? Are we awake to see what really is? What it really is. I think that is, everything is seen for what it really is. Are we awake? Do we have eyes to see what really is? This is powerful. And let's pick it up tomorrow and see what more 21 has to offer us, because we are getting a lot out of just a few numbers and how this is adding up to what is going on today. In this world, we've got the second coming, faithful witness, the second coming of Jesus Christ. We have things being revealed. We're able to see what things really are by the finished work of the Holy Spirit. Now we live in the finished work of the Holy Spirit because the Holy Spirit resides in us. Jesus has baptized us with His Holy Spirit and fire. Fire. That's right. So let's take a look at what is really going on. God is showing us something through the cycles of the cicadas. We just have to be aware and take a look at what God says in Numbers. I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you next time.